You can get at me on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, Instagram, Slick and Sly. I'm not on Twitter right now. I'm trying to get into it. So for right now, those are the two. If you come to the fan page, you'll get exclusive freestyles and stuff like that. So, get at me, man. Drop some likes, drop some comments. Let me know what you think.
There it is. That's what I'm talking about. So listen, we have our new host, Sonny Kelly. So y'all don't have to continue to look at me and Wayne all day.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So we got Sonny Kelly in here. Now, Sonny Kelly, I'm very intrigued by you because you have been actress everywhere. Tell me how you got started in the business because, Wayne, what was the topic that we discussed earlier when it was just me and you here?
Work-life balance and pursuing your passion.
Okay, how were you able to do your work-life balance, to be in Tyler Perry movies and stuff like that? How did you get into it? Talk to us.
Well, initially, and it's been just shows. I've never actually been in his movies, but it's just been the shows. Initially, and I just met a guy earlier who I was in contact with some years ago, back when the Green Room Actors Lounge was open. It was a few years ago. Actress Terry Vaughn, she owned the location or owned the spot, and basically we would always have open mic night on Fridays, and so that allowed for a lot of us artists and creators to get together, network, and basically we would swap out information. People would come to the room, they would come to sing, do monologues. They would do a lot of spoken word, which was like, something I envied a little because I didn't do that. But I was able to meet a lot of different people, and I learned of the late Tommy Ford through the Green Room. So he and I connected. I learned that his biological dad is actually from Arkansas, and that's my hometown. And we kind of established our rapport from there. And I began to follow him, kind of like a little leech. Everything that they were doing, I wanted to do it as well. So I just kept in touch with them. And I was invited to some auditions, and that's kind of how the history was now. And then the other thing, because I was in corporate America, I worked at Verizon. I transferred from Arkansas to Alpharetta. And I worked there for a few years while I was trying to pursue the acting, and that was a little bit trying because you know how that is. You're creative, but you're kind of in a box. And so I continued to do that, and learning who the people are in the industry, volunteering and doing everything that I could do. And I got word to do some extra work on Tyler Perry's show, which was The Have and the Have-Nots. And I was just excited because everybody back home thinks that Tyler Perry is Jesus. So, yeah, he's a man. So I was excited. I had some time off of work, and at this time at the job, I was going through just a whole lot and really just trying to search out my purpose and everything. And so one day when I got invited there, like I'm an extra. I really didn't understand the difference with being an extra. Being an extra and being a principal actor. I just know that I had an opportunity, and I was going to make the best of it. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, I went to New York and played around in Manhattan and everything. So I'm like, it's going to be something because if you ever experience the Empire life, you just kind of get wild if you're a creative. Mm-hmm. So I knew that once I returned back to Atlanta, I was going to have to make some moves. And so when I was offered the opportunity to be on Tyler Perry's set, I did the extra work. I didn't get used that day, which I wasn't really upset. So one of my now friends, then she asked me, she pulled me to the side and was like, well, can you come back tomorrow? And I'm like, well, I know I have to work, but I'm kind of like livid with my job at this point, and I'm not ashamed to say I went ahead and did me some good FML, and I was off of work the next day. And the type of person that Tyler Perry is, most people know of him, but actually him being my boss, I was able to see him really just operate as a boss. I don't envy anybody. I don't look up to anybody and think they can do something I cannot do. You mm-hmm. understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So as we're there, and like I said, I called in to work. I was supposed to be at work that Tuesday. And I called in, and our call time that day was like 5 o'clock a.m. And everybody, when you get a call and get an opportunity to work on there, you don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you do it, you know what I'm saying? So I was there at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was like October. It was like misty rain. It was cold outside, but I was so excited. I think my attitude reflect whatever's going to happen is going to happen, you know what I'm saying? And so I witnessed him, and this was a cattle call. If for nobody that knows what cattle call is, it's like 500 people.
Whoa.
There. So at the same time, I'm excited about it, but I see people doing a whole lot of stuff, trying to be on camera, and I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? And so once Mr. Perry comes out, he demands like his aura demands attention, you know, and it demands respect, and that's just how he walks. It's not that he's Tyler Perry, he got a lot of money and people respect him. It's just how he carries himself, you know. And I got a lot to say about a lot of people, you know, but just that thing was the caveat to make me decide this is what I need to do and this is what I need to do now. I don't need to wait any longer. So as he comes out, he gets on his bullhorn, and like I said, 500 extras, not the principal actors, but 500 extras, and then you have the production and everybody, you know, behind the scenes, the DPs and everything like that. All of us are there, and when they begin to yell rolling, Mr. Perry comes out on the bullhorn, and it was silence, and he began to pray over everyone. And I was saying, yo, I've worked for a lot of people, I've worked in corporate America, and I've never been in a situation where a boss would cover us the way he did. And the next day, I just put in my notice. I said 2 weeks, but I literally was probably there maybe 4 days. And I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I had been there for 10 years. I didn't care. And the next day after that, I went and pursued my my insurance, you know, career, if you will. So I'm also an insurance broker. That allows for me to kind of play with what I want to do. I want to be able to stack my money, you know what I'm saying, and fund the films that I have. I'm actually writing films, and I'm doing a whole lot of different things like that in addition to my acting. So, but that was initially how I got my start with the industry, and I've done a few things. I've met a lot of people. I've learned a lot from people. So I'm very, very humble when it comes to being on set with different people who have longevity in this. I call them veterans in this thing, because they don't act like, okay, I got this role and you have to bow down to me. They act like, I got this role, thank God, and the next step, what do I do now? They're grinding, they're still grinding. I mean, people have been doing this for 20 years, are still grinding, and I'm able to witness this and see the attitude behind this. Like, no matter how high you get in this industry, there's still room for you to grow. There's still someone that you can learn from. So, yeah, it's a big deal over here.
Perfect. Thank you, Sonny Kelly. Now, listen, shout out to Miss JJ for praying us in, too, because she just did that a few minutes ago, just like Tyler Perry do. So she got the skills, too.
Yes.
And, listen, we'll be back very shortly. But when we come back, we're coming back with the legend, the ATL legend, Mr. Raheem the Dreamy. Don't you miss it. Don't you miss it. Oh, we talking crazy on it.
Let's go.
Peace. Thank y'all for tuning in. Next thing y'all going to see, I'm going to have Raheem. I'm going to have Raheem in here in a minute. So, y'all stay tuned. See you in a minute. Peace.